realized today, in this job I was doing, on my previous video, if you guys watched it, about, you know, that unit swap out I did. The crane guy that came, you know, there was a guy operating the crane, obviously, and he had a young kid with him, a helper. And this kid worked his ass off. He was a young kid, I don't know, this kid was probably like 19 years old. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking, I was looking at it, I was like, wow, I was like, here's a young kid that's actually working and working hard and wants to be in a trade or do something like we do, because you don't see it much these days. I mean, I don't really know the demographics of who's watching my videos yet. I mean, I know there's guys in the trade that are watching them, but if there's anyone else that's thinking of getting into the trade or working in a trade, it doesn't even have to be this one. Like, there's no shame in it, guys, and you can make a good living. Yeah, you work hard, you kill yourself, you get dirty, you work long hours, all that stuff. You come home tired, you're hurting, you get older, you know, your back, your knees, your elbows, everything's gonna hurt. But, you know, it's gonna happen anyway, you know, with age. I mean, I'd say if, you know, I was never the type for school. I didn't like it. I knew in like junior high, I'd be fixing something. I was always fixing stuff as a kid and everything, you know, so I went through high school and did all that. But once I was out, I was done. You know, when I got into auto mechanics, I was really into cars. I still am. I'm into trucks now. I've been driving trucks for years, but I still enjoy working on my own vehicles and stuff like that. But I did that for like 3 years after high school, and I wasn't really making any money. So I met this guy, this old guy. Actually, I was dating his granddaughter at the time, and he was an old timer. He was, oh God, he was like 63 like back then. So now he's like in his 80s. So he's like, Chris, he goes, you want to come and learn refrigeration? He goes, I've taught a lot of guys over the years, but I haven't taught a kid in a long time. And he goes, you're going to be the last guy I teach. He goes, I'll pay you $100 more a week cash than what you're making now. I said, all right. So I guess I'm going to learn how to do refrigeration. Then I was a 21-year-old kid. I mean, back then $100 was like actually a lot of money. So that's how I got into it, you know. But it just, the whole point of it is, like, nowadays the kids don't want to work. They all want to sit at the computers. They're all lazy. You know, like, I've seen so many kids and young guys come and go in this trade, and they don't want to work, or they just can't understand it or grasp the concept of like how things work with this trade and electrical and things like that. You know, I just don't understand. But I don't know, I just want to say, like, if anyone's watching and you're interested in learning this trade, it can be done, but you got to work and work hard, or any trade, and there's no shame in it, for sure. You can make very good money doing this. You're not going to get paid a ton of money right off the bat, but after a few years, if you do good, you either get into the installs or the service or whatever it may be, you can start making money. There's plenty of guys that make over $100,000 a year in this trade. Plenty. Being just service techs, you know, or installers, but that's also putting in overtime and hours, at least, you know, my part of the country. I don't know about where you guys are from or what happens with that, but, you know, but these young kids too, I don't know, they come out of school, they go to school, and these teachers or instructors or whoever are telling them, you know, they're all going to be making $40 an hour, like, right out of school, and that's just not how it works. You got to put your time in. You're going to be starting $15-20 an hour, probably, which is still okay, like, if you're a young kid, you know what I mean? But, you know, that thing comes, you got to put in your time and your effort and prove yourself. You know, you can't be going out and just, you know, half-assing things and getting callbacks all the time, and then like, oh, when am I gonna get paid? It's like, well, sorry, dude, you're not. You gotta work, man. And it's the way it is. Like I said, it sucks. There's been many times over the years that I've like had it with this business, and I'm like, you know what, I'm done. And I've thought about quitting many times, but really, what else am I gonna do now? It's all I know how to do. I've been doing it for 20 years. The only thing that's gonna pay me what I make now. And, you know, deep down, I do enjoy it, but any job is gonna piss you off at some point, and you're gonna question, you know, why you're doing it or the reason. But you know, but eventually too, you get older, you got kids in the house. I mean, I got child support I gotta pay, I got a daughter, I got, you know, I'm not with her mother anymore, so, you know, that costs a shit ton of money every week. It just is what it is. But the whole point of it is that I just saw this kid working today, and I was like, actually like, wow, like it's good to see a kid who's actually into what he's doing and not just standing around, like moping around. He was doing everything he should, and it was just really good to see. So, hey guys, please comment, you know, if you see like stuff like that in your parts of the country or wherever you're watching from. You know, if it's the same thing with the young kids or these guys coming out of school. You know, I'd be interested in hearing about that. I mean, I didn't even go to school. I learned this from working. You know what I mean? I learned from an old timer. Half this stuff you teach yourself. You learn from trial and error. I got thrown to the wolves. I mean, within 6 months of being in this business, it was already piping and walk-ins. I got sent out on service calls. My old boss was like, I don't know, kid, figure it out. He tried to give me hints and help me with what he could. He was like, you know what? He goes, you're a smart kid. He goes, you got a brain. He goes, you know, pardon my language, but he'd be like, fucking figure it out, kid. That's what you're here for. Do it. And it just seems like people don't want to put the effort into this stuff anymore. I don't know why. I don't know how people are ever going to expect to, like, slide through life and make a living and everything without working hard, but it just seems like there's no more work ethic left anymore, and everyone wants to make the quick buck sitting in front of a computer playing with yourself doing nothing. So I don't know, just my little thought for the day, guys, and my little rant. Well, I'm back already because I thought of some more while I was driving here. Just you know, like I said, how I got basically thrown to the wolves when I was younger. And you know, you teach yourself a lot of stuff and you learn, you pick up from guys that you can. But you know, we're all gonna do it, and don't be embarrassed or mad if it happens, because believe me, I've shorted out plenty of motors, I've blown things up, I've done all kinds of stuff with things have happened, you know what I mean? That was all part of learning. But all we can do is just hope we get better and better, and that doesn't happen. Like I said, I don't do that stuff anymore. Once in a while, you never know, you may have an accident, things are gonna happen. You shock yourself, you know, you burn yourself, something's gonna happen, but you know, you just try to always be careful and be safe. You know, and like I said, it just seems the kids now don't do it. I don't know. I mean, they just go to school and I see them they last 6 months and they're gone. I don't know. Like I said, when I didn't go to school, I mean, I've gone to a ton of classes after that and been sent to schools and all that, but when I first got in, like, you don't have to go to school to learn a trade. You just have to find someone willing to hire you and show that you're willing to learn and work. You know, so I just wanted to add that too. It's not a necessity to go to school for this trade. I mean, maybe it is now, but I don't think so. I'd rather have some kid come in that is willing to work and has a good work ethic and wants to learn and wants to help out and do whatever he can to be the best he can be at what he's doing, than someone that got out of school and honestly, you know nothing. And you have no desire to work or anything at all. So that's it. Just had to add that to the end of my little rant, guys. All right, again, like and subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you on the next one, boys.